Hello! I didn't think I was gonna get this video out on time for reasons, but then the awards kept being postponed for reasons. We're gonna be talking about the Annie nominations along with the Oscar nominations, specifically for the Best Animated Feature. So let's get to it! So here are the nominees. We start off with Best Feature. Now we have Encanto, Luca, Raya and the Last Dragon, Sing 2, and The Mitchells vs. the Machines. Now, I don't think Sing 2 belongs here for reasons. I'm not the biggest fan of Illumination films, and I really don't like the studio as a whole. I feel like they cut short with their animation, it's pretty generic. They're not as daring as I want them to be. And I know it's just like some fluff thing for the kids, and some parents obviously want to show their kids something, but I don't know, I don't care for Sing 2. The other nominees I'll talk about later more in the Oscar nominations, but you know, Encanto's good, Luca's good, Raya, and Mitchells vs. Machines, which is epic. Now the Best Independent Film. Now I am very happy to see that Belle is nominated. I heard Belle had a 14-minute standing ovation. This movie must have done something spectacular. I haven't had a chance to see it. I know Mamoru Hosoda's been responsible for epic movies in his time, but I really hope Belle is a good work of his. I did watch Flea, which was a really good documentary, and I'm really happy to see that get shined. As for the other independent features, they look really good and decent, but I'm pretty sure Flea might get this one. Okay, let's talk about the best television media for children. Yo, Amphibia's True Colors. Can we talk about it? One day, whenever I get to do a video about Amphibia, I want to talk about the freaking stress-inducing this finale has had. And I'm not just talking about the episode. I'm talking before the episode even got broadcasted, stuff had to go down. If you haven't seen the episode, heck, if you haven't watched Amphibia in general, you're missing out on some goodness right here. I haven't watched Maya 3, and it's directed by Jorge Gutierrez, who's responsible for El Tigre and The Book of Life, and I really do want to check out this show soon. We get the Best TV Media / General Audience. Now I'm very happy to see Tuca Birdie getting nominated for The Dance. Okay, we get the Best Effects of the Feature. I'm pretty sure this might go to Mitchells vs. the Machines. I'm sorry, listen, Katie Vision? That's all I'm gonna say, Katie Vision. Nobody else can do it better. Then we get to character animation in a feature. I'm gonna probably give this one to Encanto just because I really love the way that the characters look. Best character design TV and media. I'm really rooting for Kid Cosmic because oh my gosh, Kid Cosmic is just so incredible. And I love the comic book style that they have for the show. It's just really cool, and especially with season 2, it was even better. Then we get the best character design feature. I wanna give this one to Luca only because they are distinctive and different from other Pixar movies, but I do see Mitchells vs. the Machines is nominated. I'm like, I might lean more towards that. A quick rant because Vivo's nominated. I watched Vivo. I think it's a pretty decent movie, pretty average, but not like grand. But the thing about the movie that bugs me was that I liked the animal designs for the movie, but I did not like the way the humans looked. I don't know if it's just me, but I just feel like they were animated by two different people, so I wasn't sure. Okay, best direction television. I gotta give it to Amphibia again. I heard good things about Hilda, but I haven't watched the show yet. Even though I don't watch a lot of the shows or movies that are out, I still keep attention and be like, okay, this is really good. Best direction in the feature. Okay, this is tough because, you know, I'm biased. I want to give it to Mitchells vs. the Machines very badly because it's that good of a movie. But it probably might go to Encanto. Heck, it might just go to Flea instead. Again, great nominations this year, but ooh, I just don't know. Now here's best music in a feature. I'm pretty sure it's gonna go on Encanto. We don't talk about Bruno, Waiting for a Miracle. That is because Lynn knows how to write good music. Okay, best storyboard, TV / media. I'm gonna highlight Invincible here. I haven't watched the show. I've seen clips in the memes that have been made about this show, and trust me, I do want to get involved with it, but I am very squeamish when it comes to blood, so I need a little bit of time to get into that show. So, The Ghost of Mommy McGee got a nomination, and if you have not seen the show, it is really cute. It's so wonderful. Now for the best voice acting in TV / media, I don't know a lot of these actors besides Kimberly Brooks. She's responsible for voicing Allura in Voltron, as well as Jasper in Steven Universe. I just love her regardless, but any of these nominees can definitely win for this one. Now we get the best voice acting in a feature. Now I have an issue with this because I see John Leguizamo is nominated, as well as Stephanie Beatrice. To me, I feel like this is cheating, and it should have been like one nomination per movie. Now, who I feel like was the strongest in their roles, definitely Stephanie. She has done such a beautiful job pouring her heart out into Mirabelle, and I just love every second of her. Everybody really in this category got their characters down right. I feel like they may give it to Stephanie, but I also kind of root for Kelly just because I really want those Star Wars fans to just suck it. But I'm also rooting for Abby Jacobson because I really love Katie. She's just the best. We get best writing in television and media, and I'm really rooting for this one because Tuca Birdie's nominated for the Plateau episode. Okay, best writing in a feature. This could go to anybody. Well, I really highly doubt that Raya and the Last Dragon's gonna get it. If it does, I'll be very disappointed. But I hope it goes to Flea just because of the authenticness of of it and how it's based on a true story, but anybody can win this. Now we get to the Jury Award, which presents the unparalleled achievements and accomplishments that's been contributed to animation. The Wisdom Bouquet Awards will go to Ruben Aquino, Lillian Schwartz, and Toshio Suzuki. The June Frey Award will be presented to Renzo and Sayako Kinoshita. The UB Iwik Award will be presented to the Python Foundation, and Glenn Vipu will be presented with the Special Achievement Award. Now we move on to the Oscar nominations. So the nominations for animated features are the following: Encanto, Flea, Luca, The Mitchells vs. the Machines, and Raya and the Last Dragon. I'm gonna say this right now, Raya and the Last Dragon does not deserve this category. Frankly, I'm surprised that Belle didn't get this nomination. I said this before in my review about Raya and the Last Dragon, but like I said, they did not handle the theme on trust, which made the writing so sloppy. And I feel like another thing too is that they want to put the blame on Raya for not being trustworthy enough when no, and they still continue to put more blame on her when Sisu got killed. Unforgivable. Absolutely. I know people want a sequel to this, and I know a lot of people ship the two, but let me tell you, this is not it. Besides that, I feel like the movie is just way too big of a concept that was limited towards a movie. I mean, if this was a series, this would have been beautiful and fantastic, but in a movie, heck no. Everything else about the movie is fine, just once again, the writing's the biggest fault, and I can't believe they actually thought this was an Oscar-nominated movie. Just despicable, Disney, despicable. You already have Encanto. Speaking of, let's talk about Encanto. I thought it was a beautiful movie about families, but most importantly, generational trauma and how that can affect family members within it. I really appreciate so much about this movie. Animation, stunning. I thought the writing is a little bit iffy at times, but I don't really care for it. I was just so happy to see a movie delve into the topics that they did about you can't put so much pressure on people. No studio is perfect when it comes to movies, but I feel like Encanto was just such a breath of fresh air to remind me there are creative stories out there. We need to just get them out. Let's talk about Flea. Flea is absolutely a good movie. Like, I was so amazed when I watched it. I watched it for the sake because people were talking about it getting an Oscar nomination. Heck, we have 3 nominations. So, Animated Feature, Best Documentary, and Best International Film. Now, if it wins any of these 3, I would be so happy. Once again, proving that animation is not just something for kids and that you can still tell thought-provoking and brilliant storytelling through drawings, and I love that. I like to think the movie was treated as a documentary at first and then later was animated for the sake of reasons. I don't want to spoil too much about the story, which is kind of the whole reason why it's here. I'm also kind of rooting for Luca. Luca was just a simple slice of life about 2 friends having an unforgettable summer. It's just great, and Luca exploring and wanting to learn more about the human world. I really love the visuals in Luca, but I also really just enjoy the vibes. It's just so laid back. There's not a huge arcing story I have to follow. There's no twist villain. The villain's actually a douche, which is such a relief to see. Now, the highly anticipated film that I hope gets the win, and if it doesn't, I'm not gonna lie, I won't be mad, I'll just be disappointed. I talk extensively why I like The Mitchells vs. the Machines in my video, but also, I got to go to a screening and get to see the people behind it. Oh my gosh. There's such greatness within a movie. Such creative control, and we're gonna do whatever we can, and we're gonna be crazy, and we're just not gonna give a dang what anybody says. We're making this movie for ourselves. This movie is not only for us, but for everybody else who was us growing up as kids, and that is what this movie is just about. The whole movie is an absolute love letter to cinema. It's for every kid who dreams of becoming in film school and be whoever they want to be within their stories and direction, and I just really love that. I could be biased because I really like The Mitchells vs. the Machines a lot, but I'm gonna be for real here. It's called the Best Animated Feature. Out of the 4 nominees listed here, who do you think is really gonna win? The Academy just sees the name brand. They think Disney and Pixar are one of the biggest studios and give it to the ones that's most popular. And in this case, they'll probably give it to Encanto for that reason. But that doesn't justify giving the award because it's the popular one. No, you give the awards to who's the best! And I feel the best movie of this year is The Mitchells vs. the Machines. If it doesn't win, I'll be a little bit sad. But if it does win, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. It's gonna be Spider-Verse all over again, y'all. I can't. So yeah, I would like a movie that's the best of the best to win. And whoever the Academy decides, so be it. Thank you all for watching my video. I enjoy rambling so much about animation, but also the egotistical nature that award shows are when it comes to this time. At the end of the day, it's an honor to be nominated, and I'm happy that the award shows, especially the Annies, get to recognize animation for their great talents. Thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next one.